samurai is someone who keeps on challenging. Calling all samurai facing the sea. Dive into the deep sea of concentration with your own tool of choice in hand. Prospex automatic divers. Seiko.
Hi everyone, and in unusual fashion, Clooney welcomes you to this video and his channel directly from his Clooney's Watches studio. So today in front of us we have Seiko Prospex Blue Lagoon Samurai SRPB09 limited edition watch. This beautiful timepiece is basically continuation of the original Seiko Samurai, which was introduced in 2004 and discontinued a few years later. The original Samurai SBDA03 was produced from 2004 to 2008, and this is when it actually received its nickname Samurai. One of the reasons was the handset on that watch, which resembled katana, the samurai sword. In the meantime, they have changed the handset on this watch, which was a cause of a little bit of a commotion among the Seiko purists. But everything else on this timepiece, including these unique lugs and the case and the crown, everything on this watch is very much in line with the original Seiko Samurai. The stainless steel case is the size of the 43.8 millimeters wide, but only 13 millimeters thick, and it is large watch. But because of its design, this tool watch is quite a nicely wearable watch regardless of the size of your wrist. I did not size this timepiece because I'm not very good in sizing bracelets that are pin bracelets. So this watch will have to wait for me to visit my watchmaker. But you can see how it wears on my 7¼ inch wrist. I would say it sits very nicely, and one of the main reasons for it is the lug curving the lug angle, and the thickness, which is actually perfect. So on a 7¼ inch wrist, in my opinion, this beautiful Blue Lagoon sits quite nicely. Now, as I mentioned, it is a large watch. It is 43.8 millimeter stainless steel case with, as you can see, short lug-to-lug distance of only 48 millimeters, which makes it so much more wearable. Height of 13 millimeters, and the case is slightly enlarged to compare to the original Seiko Samurai watches. That's where the most complaints from watch community come from, besides the handset. I don't see an issue with this because frankly this timepiece is sitting very nicely on my 7.25-inch wrist. The case is almost entirely brushed, with the exception of the polished side and area under the lug. So this is right here, and you can see everywhere else is pretty much brushed. The lugs, if you notice, are drilled, which will make this watch very easy to do strap juggling, and many Seiko fans love that option. At 3 o'clock there is a screw-down crown protected by crown guards protruding from the case of the watch. It is a little bit unusual place for a crown for Seiko, as most of their dive watches have crowns located at 4 o'clock. This solution gives the watch a more premium look, I think. It kind of looks more exclusive, and the crown itself, it has like a knurled texture to it, similar to the Seiko Monster 2nd generation. It is very easy to use as it provides a very good grip because of this texture, and operates very smoothly. Despite Seiko SRPB09 being the part of Prospex family, this crown does not have infamous laser-etched X on the crown. I prefer that. If it has the Seiko etching on a crown, I like it, but the whole what's it called, the X thing doesn't really appeal to me, to be very honest with you. Now, one of the unique characteristics of the original Seiko Samurai, and to some extent of Seiko Shogun too, are the sharp edges and these slanted lugs, which kind of make me love this watch because it allows its large size to sit really well on average wrist. While this overall design is present in this Blue Lagoon limited edition, I have to say the case finishing, being a fan of Seiko and maybe a little more too much into Grand Seiko, the finishing is average. I'm not going to run it down, but I'm gonna say you can tell that this is not Grand Seiko. How about that? That's the ultimately comment I'm gonna give about finishing. Now, bezel. It's a beautiful bezel. It's smooth. It's truly high quality, and for someone that was used to SKX009 for a while, this is a significant improvement when it comes to the bezel. Also, it's beautiful. This is aluminum bezel. Colors, as you can see, the first 15 minutes is the some kind of turquoise color, like a light baby French blue. And then the rest of the bezel is a nice shade of the dark blue. I am a huge fan of this bezel. I think it's elegant, it's high quality. But I want to comment. I want to comment that maybe it's time for Seiko to step up their game and join the ceramic insert bandwagon. Many companies, including many affordable micro brands, started to offer ceramic bezels, and they are increasingly coming on market. I find that they contribute to overall luxury appeal of the watch. It's definitely something that makes the watch look more luxurious and also increasing durability. But I must say that this bezel on this Blue Lagoon SRPB09 is beautiful. As you can hear, it has 120 clicks. Action is very decent. Alignment is perfect. I mean, I read a lot of concerns from Seiko fans on the alignments on this watch, and I have not seen any problems. I think it's well done. It's well executed. Also, the case back is kind of beautiful. I want to share that. It's quality done work. It is screw back case back. It ensures 200 meters of water resistance. Has a standard embedded tsunami logo, which I just love. And you will find basic information about the model, including serial number and the mention that this is limited edition timepiece. Now, when we talk about Seiko divers, we usually kind of go very much about the dial and the lume, and this is not exception. The Seiko really shines in its dial design, and on this Blue Lagoon, I mean, it's so obvious. This beautiful blue watch with a blue sunburst dial is bullseye when it comes to Seiko. They produce something that will be loved by so many. Yet it's also playful with the little touches of yellow. If you notice on here on 30, on 3 o'clock, on 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, the yellow dots, and then on the top and on the second hand, it adds to obviously legibility of this watch, but it certainly makes it a little more playful. The dial markers are filled with the lume, Seiko lume. I think I don't have to explain what it means. I will show at the end the lume shot, and you will understand why so many Seiko fans like to brag about their lume shots. As usual with Seiko, painting on the dial is nice and sharp. I only kind of wish that Seiko logo was applied metal inside instead of printing. I think it would add to the beauty of this watch. Now, if there is a gripe, I do want to talk about the date window. I think it's simply not executed perfectly. It is a crude cutout at 3 o'clock, and I'm wondering why they didn't put a metal frame or even simple printed white frame. Kind of makes it look a little bit cheap, or just maybe even unfinished. I don't know. It's a definitely subject of discussion. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you will disagree, but to me it would just look so much better if it's framed. Another controversial point of this watch is the choice of the handset, and we're looking at them now. Seiko SRPB09 Blue Lagoon, as well as the whole upcoming lineup of this new Sunrise, uses monster style hands. And as I mentioned, I read in the forums and I found out there is many comments on the web where people are complaining about reusing the same hands by Seiko. So how do I feel about it? Well, let me be frank, I didn't really like the original Samurai hands. I found them to be too small for such a large watch, And I think these hands are a better choice on this dial. So that might not be in line to the thoughts of the Seiko fanboys, but I personally think these hands are perfectly suited for the watch of this style. Plus I do like monsters, so monster hands to me make sense on a large diving watches. Now the dial is protected by a flat Hardlex crystal. Nothing more that or different that I would expect on a watch like this. I am personally a fan of the Hardlex crystal. And I think it looks very nice. Movement inside this beauty is Seiko 4R35 automatic movement, which is the 23 joules movement with hacking and hand winding options. So the watch does hack, like when you do this. Oh, here we go, the second hand stops. And I just think it's so necessary in a modern watch. SKX009 always bother me with it. I don't know, I just find it very annoying when you cannot hack your timepiece. And it's a reliable movement. Run really fine, and it doesn't require often services. My watch from the box has been running about plus 10 seconds a day, so this is not record-breaking accuracy. The specification that Seiko offers for this watch are plus 45 and minus 35 seconds a day. This diving tool is certainly not there to compete with many more accurate timepieces, but that's not what this watch is all about. Bracelet is maybe a weaker point of this watch, but it's not that bad. I personally prefer bracelets anyway. I don't like NATO straps. I don't find charming wearing dive watches on the leather straps. It kind of bothers me. And I think this bracelet nicely suits this watch. Obviously there is a clasp, and there is like this. Clasp is not most impressive, but overall it is a decent bracelet. And at this price point, I don't think you really should be disappointed with this bracelet. So, is this watch worth the hype? In my eyes, yes, it is. This limited edition, not only that has brought back the classic Seiko design back to us, this blue sunburst dial is truly a joy to look at. The bezel is exceptional, in all honesty. We are looking at a very good stainless steel case, robust, dependable movement, decent bracelet. The watch obviously has some flaws. The case execution could be slightly better. The date window, in my personal opinion, should have been framed. This is limited edition of 6,000 pieces. Seiko pieces go fast at this price level, so most of the watches are sold out, and this watch will most likely increase in value. So to summarize, the pros are basically one very exciting and important watch from Seiko line is back, and it's a Samurai. The blue sunburst dial is amazing. This will hold the value or increase in value for sure. It has an excellent bezel and very good alignment. Now the cons on this watch, case execution could be slightly better. No border around the date window, and I wish that they put additional strap in a box. I wouldn't mind having a rubber strap for this watch. So there you go. Bear Clooney was happy to share with you watch from Prospex line. Prospex standing for Professional Specifications, which is, in my humble opinion, a place to go when you're looking for high quality diver under $1,000. I hope all of you have a wonderful day and join me in searching for perfect timepiece. All the best to all of you. Oops, I almost forgot to share with you a beautiful lume on this watch. I mean, it's well known in a Seiko world how proud the Seiko watch fans are about looms on the Seiko diving watches, which obviously contribute to all usability of these watches as genuine tool divers. I mean, do I need to really say anything after you guys take a look at this lume? It is truly exceptional. Proper diver tool watch. And now, for all of you, once again, if you like this video, please don't forget to click on like. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and join me on this search for a perfect timepiece. I wish you again, all of you, a great day and all the best. Thank you for coming to Bear Clooney Watches channel. Bye.